Good morning, I'm Craig DeGrelli. It's Monday, October 21st, 2024, and these are your Unbiased Updates. A new week, a new line of attack by Israel, the important financial arm it is now hitting in Lebanon, and why. And a catastrophic failure on a dock at what was supposed to be an evening to celebrate culture. This morning, the number of people dead in Georgia and where the investigation stands.
From the Straight Arrow News Studio, bringing the stories that matter to you from across the United States and around the world, these are today's Unbiased Updates.
We begin this morning with Israel launching a string of airstrikes across Lebanon, targeting financial operations of the Iran-backed militant group Hezbollah. The Israeli military said it struck branches of Al-Qard al-Hassan overnight, saying the organization held funds used directly to finance Hezbollah's activities. The national news agency in Lebanon reported at least 11 strikes in southern Beirut targeting Al-Qard al-Hassan. There were no immediate reports of casualties. Meantime, United States Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin says the missile defense system the United States recently sent to Israel is now in place and ready for use when needed. The news comes as Israel prepares its response to an Iranian missile attack earlier this month. And U.S. officials are investigating the apparent leak of two top-secret documents that show American spy agencies tracking possible Israeli preparations for that attack. Now to the countdown to Election Day. With just 15 days to go, the campaign trail involves stops over the weekend at a Pennsylvania McDonald's and Georgia churches. Republican nominee, former President Donald Trump, donned an apron on Sunday, joining McDonald's workers at a location in suburban Pennsylvania near Philadelphia. Trump chose McDonald's as a campaign stop as he questions Democratic nominee Vice President Kamala Harris's account of working at a McDonald's as a summer job during her college years. Trump was on the fry station before heading over to the drive-thru window, where he ended up holding an impromptu press conference with reporters. Later, Trump held a town hall in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, where he spoke about his plans for the economy and called out Vice President Harris's changing stances on fracking. But he did take time to wish her a happy birthday.
Say fixed income. Because of Biden and Kamala, nobody knows her as Harris. You know, I can't use the word Harris. And by the way, it's her 60th birthday, so I want to wish her a happy 60th birthday. Right? No? No, happy birthday. And many more, and I mean it, so, you know, I do mean it, actually.
Trump then headed to Pittsburgh to attend the Pittsburgh Steelers football game. As for the vice president, Kamala Harris spent her 60th birthday visiting two churches in the Atlanta, Georgia area, where she was joined by Rock and Roll Hall of Fame musician Stevie Wonder. Harris called on churchgoers to get out to vote.
I say as we move forward, let us look at where we are and understand the lesson of the Gospel of Luke. Because right now, each of us has an opportunity to make a difference. In this moment, our country is at a crossroads. And where we go from here is up to us, as Americans and as people of faith. And now we ask a question. We face this question. What kind of country do we want to live in?
Next stop for the candidates today, former President Donald Trump is headed to North Carolina to tour hurricane damage, while Vice President Harris is holding a rally in Pennsylvania. U.S. Navy officials now say that searchers have found the remains of two crew members of a jet that crashed near Mount Rainier in Washington last week. They say the crew members will not be identified until 24 hours after their families have been notified. The jet carrying the two crew members went down during what the Navy says was a routine training flight last Tuesday. The cause of that crash is still under investigation. The investigation continues this morning after 7 people were killed when a gangway collapsed on one of Georgia's barrier islands on Saturday. They were among hundreds of people on Sapelo Island for a celebration of Gullah Geechee history and its unique blend of African culture and American life. The coroner says the victims were all in their 70s, except for one woman in her 90s. Authorities say as many as 40 people were on the gangway. About 20 people fell into the water when it collapsed shortly before 4 p.m. A team of engineers and construction specialists is now investigating why it failed. In Cuba, as the country deals with major issues with its power grid, Hurricane Oscar made landfall Sunday before being downgraded to a tropical storm. Oscar is expected to bring heavy rain and damaging storm surge to parts of the country as millions are still without access to power, and attempts to restore much of the nation's electric grid have failed. On Sunday afternoon, the Cuban Electrical Union said power had been restored to neighborhoods where more than 216,000 people live in the capital city of Havana. It is home to about 2 million people. However, by Sunday night, the power grid had collapsed again, the fourth time since Friday. Some Cubans have taken to the streets to protest the ongoing blackouts, many banging pots and pans and disrupting traffic. Officials had initially said power would be restored on Monday or Tuesday, but it's likely the latest setback will delay that timeline. Finally this morning, on the same night we found out it will be the Los Angeles Dodgers taking on the New York Yankees in the World Series to decide the best in baseball, a champion was crowned on the basketball court. For the first time in its 28-year history, the New York Liberty are WNBA champions. It took 5 games and a 67-62 overtime win over the Minnesota Lynx for the Liberty to walk away with the title. The Liberty had been the only original WNBA franchise without a championship until now. Congratulations to the Liberty. And now New York fans are hoping for another championship when the Yankees face the Dodgers in the World Series for the first time since 1981. Game 1 is Friday. Tommy Lasorda and George Steinbrenner, safe to say, would be very proud. Those are your unbiased updates for Monday. We'll see you back here tomorrow. For all of us here at Straight Arrow News, I'm Craig DeGrelli. Have a great day.